Hello and welcome back to Strongwoman High's Life is a Mishmash. Today we have very special guest joining the show. We have Gee Grou joining the podcast. Welcome, Gee.
Hi.
No, thanks for being on. So, do you want to give a little bit of a brief elevator pitch introduction to who you are, what you're all about for people on the podcast?
Yeah, so I'm Gee. I've been training Strongwoman for I think it's about 3 years now. So we're sort of getting into the journey now. I also play rugby, so I'm a front row. I play hooker for a club called East Dorset Dockers. And yeah, I think there's not a lot to say about me other than that. That's like my whole personality is lifting and rugby. That's literally it. I do some crochet.
Very nice.
That's about it. Yeah, and I'm based in Bournemouth, so I get to go to the beach all the time as well, which is good.
Very nice, very nice. What do you do for work?
So I work as an activity coordinator for adults with learning disabilities. So it's like a house and they all stay there permanently. There's 10 of them, and they're sort of age range. I think the youngest is maybe 23 and the oldest is around 32. So I just make sure that they're sort of doing things that we would want to do. So we go clubbing, we go to theme parks, they go shopping, we go on dates with like other people in the community. Yeah, all sorts. It's tiring, but it's so good. I love it.
Amazing. I love that. That sounds like such a difficult job, but like I bet it's a rewarding job, that.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Amazing. So how did you get into Strongwoman then? Was it from rugby or was it just a completely different thing?
Well, it actually sort of started during COVID. So just before COVID, I'd started sort of going to the gym and I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean, at the time I was doing sumo deadlift and thought I was the coolest girl in the world at like 60 kg. I was like, yeah, posting it all over Instagram. And then when COVID hit, I started working out from home. But because I didn't have access to all the machines, I was just sort of, doing anything I could, which meant a lot of sort of free weight lifting. And then for my birthday, my family got me a ticket to go and see, it was a Giants live show. And because we've always watched it on TV, like, at Christmas, the classic times. And we went to the show and I remember watching Lucy Underdown and going, I want to do that. Like, I want to, by this time, her age, I want to be able to do it. So I went to a strongman gym and the closest one at the time was over an hour away. So I was traveling, all that way every time to train, with no coach. So no idea what I was doing, just picking everything up. And when I realised I actually really like it, that's when I sort of settled into it a bit more, got a coach, started getting more committed, actually understood the sport. So, yeah, it was weird. It's sort of inspired by TV, and then realised I was actually okay at it. So just stuck with it. And then rugby came along sort of in the middle of that, maybe. But they complement each other really well.
Yeah, I bet. I can imagine training both of them at the same time, though, is quite difficult.
Yeah, it is, especially with injuries and stuff. If I get an injury from one, it affects the other, and things like that. But yeah, training shoulders for Strongwoman is incredible for rugby because they just become solid weapons.
Yeah.
Like people throughout the league genuinely message me like, I don't want to play you. You hurt. I'm like, okay.
Hell yeah, I love that. And do you know what as well? The lads that I physio for rugby need to hear this because they hate doing any form of like strength training for the upper body, the shoulders and stuff. And I'm like, you need to train your shoulder. Then they come to me with all these injuries in the shoulders, like, oh, well, I might need a surgery, I might need this. I'm like, no, you literally just need to train your shoulders better. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
And like when I started playing rugby, when I started playing rugby, I would get maybe like 5 minutes in a game and then I'd be benched again. I was made out to be like a super sub, but really it was just because I wasn't strong, I wasn't good. And I think I was playing rugby I think I've been playing about 4 years now. And now I'm the captain of the team. I don't have a sub. Like I play the whole match, every single match, no choice given.
Hell
And like people obviously they run away from me. So it just shows that actually strength training, when you do another sport like rugby, there's so many benefits to it.
100%. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I do think like having that base of strength, I know obviously strongman in itself is quite like demanding as a sport. And if you want to do like, if you want to be doing like the pathways and stuff like that, then yeah, you sort of have to have that focus on it. But having that base of strength just makes other sports so much easier access to get into. Like it does make you just a better all round athlete if you already have a level of strength. Like I found this with the running, like I still hate running. It's really hard, but I definitely feel like I've got a bit of an advantage because I'm already strong as fuck. So like my knees and my hips, like my biggest problem is my lungs can't keep up with my body. Yeah. My lungs are like, fuck off.
That's it. I see your videos of like your stories and stuff of you running, and I'm like, oh my God, I really need to start, because obviously I play rugby. I should be able to run more than a minute. I can't. And obviously there's benefits to the Strongwoman stuff as well. And I say to myself every day, right, tomorrow's the day I'm going to start, but I just hate it. I can't get into it.
Yeah. See, the thing is, the problem is I still hate it now and I'm continuously doing it. Like, it doesn't get easier. I was speaking about this to my mate Jo the other day and she was like, when does it get easier? And I was like, it doesn't. It literally doesn't. It's always this shit. Like, you just get better at dealing with it. But it's the same with Strongwoman. Like, I just remember someone saying that to me about deadlifting. Now I said to them, like, when does this get easier? And they were like, it doesn't. Like, you just get better at dealing with it. It's still going to feel heavy as fuck. And I was like, oh, yeah. That makes sense.
I completely agree. You almost expect it to just eventually click. I think that's the same with most sports. You think you're going to hit a peak where it's not hard anymore. Whatever you're trying to achieve, you just achieve it. It's just all round fun and there's not that hard work and it's just not real.
Yeah.
It just never happens.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you. I think it's that thinking that you're going to get to that easy riding point, and that's not what sport's about, is it? It's about constant struggle.
Yeah.
Constant struggle, but afterwards you think, that was good, that. I enjoyed that. At the moment, no, but afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, you can look back and go, all right, I did okay. I didn't die, I did okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, we love that. Right, well, let's get into your episode then. So what has been your Strongwoman high, Gee?
So I think I've thought a lot about this because I think I've had so many like beautiful and like meaningful moments within the sport and like the journey, and not necessarily my own like events and stuff, but like the people I've met, some of them have been my like highs. But I think my biggest achievement was doing the amateur Arnolds. I think it was in maybe March. I don't know when it was, earlier this year. Because the gym I train from, so Fortis, a load of the guys were doing it, and I was looking at the weights going, oh yeah, like next year I would really love to be able to pull those weights. That would be so good. And quite a few of them almost like peer pressured me into doing it, and they said, you need to stop saying next year, like this is the year, just do it. Like if you fail everything, you fail. And I signed up and I essentially threw my phone across the room so I couldn't see what I'd actually just done. And yeah, I got to work. And that period of getting from where I was to competition ready was really hard. I picked up a rugby injury. I had like a small fracture in my foot that was going untreated. So I was essentially walking around for like 12 weeks with this fracture, still training, still doing yoke, still playing rugby, like walking like there was like literal like poo in my pants. It was awful. And it was so bad. And all of the events for Arnold's would have been PBs for me. So it wasn't just one or two I had to focus on. It was all of them. There were so many sessions leading up to it where I was like crying. I think at one point I was sat in my car with my little brother, like actual like scream crying, you know, when you're a woman and it's happening. I was scream crying over having boobs because I was convinced the reason I couldn't lift a 70 kg or 80 kg horse was because I had boobs and they were getting in the way, and I was so angry at them. And yeah, like we went through some moments getting there. And then we got to the actual day, and I was quite lucky. I got to watch the boys compete, so I sort of knew how the day was going to run. And we got to the day, and I met the other competitors and stuff, and I still wasn't convinced at this point that I should even be here. But as each event happened, I didn't zero anything. Some of them I actually did really well in, some of them not so well, but finished it. And like the yoke, it was like a 220 yoke for, I don't know how long it was, for a distance. And I hadn't yet done that because of my ankle. I'd only been doing like 5 meters at a time, and I'd finished it. I mean, I was growling at the end, like full on. I was having an out of body experience just to get over the line. And I'd finished it. And it was, once that was all finished, I sort of looked back and I was like, I've just achieved something that I never thought I was going to get to, because I've been putting it off. I've PB'd every single thing. So I've got like 4 or 5 new PBs in one day that I didn't expect. I think I met Thor. My family traveled down and my nan came to watch. All my like gym friends were there. It was such an amazing experience, because it showed me what I have around me, like the community I have and my family and stuff. It also showed me that when I actually focus on something, I can push myself a lot more than I think I can. And I think it's that sort of double meaning of Strongwoman. Like, yeah, okay, you're strong, you can pick things up, but you're strong because you can grind out and get results when you need to, and really you don't think you can. Like, it's that mental strong as well. Yeah, I think that's my high.
I love that. That's such a good high. And I love that, like, the dual, like, meaning of that high as well, for like that confidence level and also like the community. Because obviously we talk about the community every time on this podcast, but yeah, like that, I love that, like, confidence of going in, especially when like those competitions where you know you're taking a step up and you know there's a chance that you're going to zero stuff. It's so difficult to do, and like whether you zero it or whether you don't, as long as you come out of that day and you've enjoyed it, like I feel like that's the biggest thing. And like you obviously just went in and absolutely smashed it, and as well that'll have given you such a confidence boost, I imagine, for following on your training from that point too, and being like, actually I'm so much more capable than I thought I was.
Yeah, I mean, if I could go back, I think I wouldn't have taken so many Imodium in one weekend.
Hindsight for that, yeah, I've been there too.
It's so bad, because I was looking at someone's post, I can't remember who posted it, and they posted about like how to turn that like anxiety into like a positive thing, rather than just immediately like sitting on a loo until they call you out. And they said all about like box breathing and like that type of thing, which I think is really smart. But yeah, that was the only thing from that weekend, but the rest of it was really great. It was good to push myself. And yeah, then we've got Europe's coming up, so hopefully that turns into a high.
I know, yeah, that I'd seen on your Instagram that you've got qualified for Europe's. Which category are you in for Europe's?
Opens.
The Opens. Oh, that's heavy, that. How are you feeling for it?
It's weird, because it's a similar feeling to what I felt leading up to the Arnolds, where all of it is another PB. I think there's only one weight for the overhead medley that I've achieved, and I've only just achieved it. So yeah, I mean, I was trying to do the sandbag throwing yesterday at the lowest weight, and it got to the point where I was like, I'm just going to let it hit me. It's not going up. If it doesn't go up, I'm just going to let it hit me. I'm done. Give me a reason to not compete.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that.
But it will be fine. Like, I'm determined to at least pick one thing up in each like event. Like, it is what it is. I've not qualified for it before, so we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, it's amazing. That. Have you done any of the pathways before as well then, like the natural strongman? So you're going in at Europe's level? You're savage. You're absolutely savage. Just like, fuck off the nationals, not bothered, mate. Get me to them international stand. Like, not bothered.
Straight for it. Why not?
Absolutely. I love that though. And I think like Europe's as well. Like obviously England's was good this year and I didn't
Mm.
do Brits, but it looked decent. But Europe's is special. Like I remember when they brought it back that first year and like we all loved it. It was so good. And it has just been, it's a class competition. It's been class every single year. So yeah,
Mm.
it'll be well exciting. It's a trek for you that though, to get to Harrogate as well.
I didn't realise how far away it was until I'd actually qualified, and then I looked and was like, oh, okay. And I
Shit.
hate traveling. I honestly hate traveling. So I'm probably going to have to like take the week off, split it like an hour over the week, get there eventually on the Friday. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm hoping like the new connections, seeing people, it will all be worth it, and sort of push myself will be worth it. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. At that point, to be honest, you're probably better flying. Just fly
Yeah,
to Leeds, get a plane. It's probably going to be faster.
I think so, probably.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. How many competitions did you do before you did the Arnolds then? Because that's a big competition as well, that.
I think I've probably done about, I want to say maybe 6 or 7. So they've, my local area, they've got competitions. It's the same people normally that go, but the
Mhm.
women that, as you progress, obviously, because you've got your beginners, your novice, your enters, as you progress, I think a lot of women have dropped out. So when you get to sort of inters, it's the same. I think I was competing against like the same 3 or 4 people.
Yeah,
Um, so it wasn't, to me, even though there's competitors, to me that wasn't competitive enough, because I want there to be 10 or 20. I want to see if I'm 20th or still third, not third out of 3 or 4.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I've done a few, and then I stopped doing the local ones unless it's from my gym, just because if there's not enough people, and I don't want to be that person that competes when there's only 3 people and takes a trophy home and posts it. Like, I used to be that person. It's just not, I don't want to celebrate that anymore. I want to beat people to be
yeah,
able to get it. And that's,
yeah.
yeah, no shade to the people that go and they celebrate a win when they would have got the win anyway. There's no shade. It happens. Um,
I think
yeah.
that's just maturing in the sport, though, isn't it? Because like I like that. I remember the only problem is the first few comps I did, apart from one, there was actually loads of people in them. I was like, fucking hell, this is really hard. Like,
Oh.
but to be fair, the Northeast, though, is the mecca of strongman. I'll say this every time. Like in England, if you want to be somewhere where there's strongman going on all the time, every weekend, pretty much, it's the Northeast. It is lit up here. But yeah, like it is really difficult. But I do think that comes with like maturing in the sport and going through those phases of going, actually, nah, I do want that bit of competition. I want that bit of competitive edge with people. I don't want it to just be like, oh well, I sort of know how this is going to go. Because I do think it's quite boring doing comps like that. If you go into a comp and you sort of know how it's going to go, like you're then a bit like, well, what am I trying really hard for? Because this is a very hard sport. So what's the point in putting all this effort in?
Exactly. It's exactly that. Like, you want people to like fight you for the victory, and it to be really hard. And I did do my most recent competition. It was from my own gym, but the girls that were in my group I'd not competed against before, and they had me panicking. I was, because you have to win at your own competition, don't you? Like, you can't, your gym can't organize something and then you lose because you're training with the kit nonstop. I was honestly panicking. And we had, is it Hercules hold?
Yeah, the one that's like the pillars
With
to
the
the
chain.
side.
Yeah. So we had that, and I'd point blank refused to train it the whole time. Nothing my coach could say would make me train it, just refused. I hate it, hate grip. And then we got to the day, and I realized, oh God, these girls, they're not just like new into the sport. They have come to play. And they'd done really well. And I'd managed to hold on to first. So obviously I went last on the Hercules. I was counting, and every time I got over 10 seconds, I was like, oh God, that's my PB.
Oh no.
So I went dirty tactic, take round the thumb, this grip, that's it. It's hold on or rip my thumb off. And
Hell
it
yeah.
pulled through. I managed over a minute, I think it was. But yeah, at moments like that, that's what I want, where I'm like, I've got to pull something out the bag that I don't know if I have it. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I love about the sport, is the unexpected and having to find it in yourself, not the like pulling 100 kg deadlift for 20 reps because I know I can do it. I'd
Yeah.
rather have a weight I don't know I can achieve.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think that's a really like it's a really cool point in the sport as well because I'm the same as well, and this is why I think I started running so much is because I was too comfortable in the sport at a certain point. Like that's not saying I was winning everything because I don't win everything. Like because once you get to the higher levels, it's very
Yeah.
hard. It's very hard to win everything all the time. But you sort of know what your abilities like. Like I know when I go to a comp what I'm gonna hit. Like there's not many times that I'll just like I don't get massive adrenaline rushes now, and I don't get those like if I know I'm going to do a PB, like there's a very high chance I'm going to fail it because that's just not I just don't do like that. I don't work well like that at comps. Whereas with the running, I'm constantly surprising myself because it's mindset. Like it's how far can I push myself? Oh yeah, I will actually keep going. Like I can talk myself out of this dark hole. Whereas strongman, I'm
Yeah.
too comfortable with it now. But I think having that running is making me push a bit harder in strongman, which is then making me find those more uncomfortable positions. So yeah, I do
Yeah.
think it's just yeah, finding those like little nuggets of like, yeah, I didn't realize I could do this. Wow, this is super exciting again.
That's it. One of my friends, he used to say to me, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I love that. I always think about that because if you're not in this sport, definitely, if you're not uncomfortable with what you're doing, you're probably just sat. You're not doing what the sport is meant for. You're not progressing. You're not
Yeah.
growing. You're not challenging yourself. So you
Yeah.
have to be uncomfortable at some point.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that. Well, speaking of uncomfortable, let's move on nicely to our strong woman lows, shall we?
I feel like, so again, this is one I've racked my brain for. Um, and the sport has done so much for me that there hasn't actually been like a low point as such, because it's been the thing that's pulled me out of a lot of things, like with my mental health and things like that. It's been my safety net through my lows outside of it. But I was having a good think, and I think actually the strongman low that I have is my mindset, in the sense of, and I didn't realize it until I had this conversation. Again, one of those crying moments where I was like, I can't do anything, with my coach over a sandbag. It's always, if it's made of sand, I'm going to have a breakdown
Hate it.
every time. But we were sort of talking about my progress and how, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I started at like 60 kg sumo deadlifting, thinking I was the strongest person in the county. To now, I think I just randomly pulled like a 180 deadlift to see if I could, and it went up. And like, that's not something I thought I was ever going to achieve. But as soon as I pulled it, the next thought was, well, that's nothing. Why did you not pull 185? Why are you not pulling 190? You're still not as strong as the guys in the gym. You're still not as strong as blah, blah, and blah that you follow on Instagram. And then I'll sit there and I'll go through Instagram and I'll find the people that I like, and I'll see what they're lifting, and I'll see they're lifting more. And then it sort of fuels the mindset, well, you're not good enough, so you need to be lifting heavier. And it's like the mindset's like a constant cycle. I'm really bad at stopping and noticing the achievements, even the small ones, and actually giving them time to be something positive. I'm very quick to be like, oh yay, I PB'd next. And I think there are quite a few people I know of that do the same.
Yeah.
Because I think it's quite easy. Everyone has like people they look up to in like sports and in life. And I think it's quite easy to think you're not strong enough when the people you look up to are stronger. That sometimes it's because they've trained longer. It could be like, I'm natural. I've not done anything, purely not because I've got any feelings against it. I would love to, but I don't know how to sort of get into that type of stuff. And it's a conversation to have with like people at the gym. But obviously there are people that I look up to that have been on various things for various lengths of time. And they're not things that I take into account when I'm beating myself up for not lifting something really heavy. Yeah, it's just the constant mindset of not being good enough.
Yeah.
Even though I've clearly PB'd and achieved really cool things. It's something I'm actively working on, is noticing that I don't have to be the best at the sport, but I'm in the room, I'm competing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a really good point. There was a trend going around on Instagram. I've spoken about it before on the pod, I think. And it was like saying, like, don't get swept up in like what you think the norm is, because what our norm is not normal at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. If you go and speak to like general gym goers, like I was in a Bannatynes the other day, like, which is like a bit of a pure gym, like commercial gym, and I was pressing 40 kilos as like just working weights, sets of 10, like cycling the reps, and a woman came up to me and was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're pressing that, that's so heavy." And I remember thinking, like, this is nothing, and then I was like, no, this is actually quite heavy for a woman, like, to be pressing in a normal gym. Like, yeah, I'll take that compliment. Thank you very much. Like, and it is because we're so surrounded by such strong women, and it's that difficult thing, because you never want to be the strongest person that you know. You always want to have those people that you're looking up to help you progress forwards. But sometimes you do need to take a step out of this world and go, hang on a minute, I'm doing pretty well. Like,
yeah, I would completely agree. And I think it was actually Hope that was posting some videos around like, this is what my body can achieve, because obviously as women as well, we're expected to look a certain way. And as soon as you start weight training and you start to look the tiniest bit of like muscly, that can come with issues. And I know for myself, I sometimes look at myself and go, oh my God, why am I not feminine? But Hope, she's posted so many good videos that she's made around things like, look at what you can lift, it's incredible, and like, look at what your body achieves, and blah, blah. Just, yeah, she's amazing. And she's really, I think she's actually really helped my mindset to start to change I don't even think she knows who I am, but I'm like, oh my God, you're like Girl Jesus. Like, thank you so much for your videos. I think she's great. But that's the thing. My gym, I think there's 2 other women in my gym, and the rest is big, muscly, hairy men. And I'm there pulling like a 160 for reps, and they're pulling 300 for reps. And my brain's immediately like, I'm weak. And why am I bothering? It's not 300. Why am I trying? But then if I did that in a pure gym or an Anytime Fitness, that would be completely bizarre, wouldn't it?
It would be the heaviest deadlift that had probably been pulled in there all month. Yeah. But we're just like, no, this is shit.
Exactly. Not heavy enough. Must keep going. It's weird.
Yeah,
it is about stopping, isn't it? Like stopping and noticing and remembering at one point I probably could have not picked anything up like that. There was never any hope. And yeah, recognizing the process. I'm getting better at it, but it's definitely my low point at the minute, because I just refuse to admit anything I do is good enough in the gym.
Brain refuses. It's like, no. No. We keep these standards up here. We want them to be unreachable all the time.
Exactly. Like, what do you mean you're not ready to win Opens Europe? Like, you're not good enough. If you don't win, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
It
is. It's wild, isn't it? Wild. But I love what you said about Hope as well, because I totally agree. Like, she just posts such like good down to earth content. Every time I see it, I'm just like, yes, Hope. Like, it's like you can read my brain. Well, she's like literally a brain doctor, isn't she? That's what she does. Like, she's a psychologist, yeah, and she does loads of research and stuff as well. So that's probably why she's so fucking in tune. Like, she just knows. Sense. She just knows. She knows, doesn't she? But yeah, she's a fucking legend. I absolutely love Hope, and her content is class. But yeah, I do totally agree. It's taking that step back, and sometimes, to be honest, like, I'd say this to people: is just go to a commercial gym, because you'll feel great. Like, you'll feel. I went to that Bannatynes and I was like, fuck. If this wasn't £200 a month, I'd join this just for the ego boost every couple of weeks. Like, this is lovely. Yeah, just day pass into a pure gym, just sling some really heavy weights about, and just enjoy everyone being like, oh my God, you're so strong. Be like, thank you. Feel better now. Back to my usual gym where I'm the weakest person there.
I think that's what I like about rugby, you know. Sometimes I convince a few of them to come to the gym with me and they can't lift the same as me because obviously they do the rugby part, but they don't do that part. And they'll say, oh my God, you're so strong. And in that moment, I'm like, yeah, maybe I am. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, I'm really strong. And then they leave and I'm left with the boys. And I'm like, oh, I'm back to being the weak, mousy girl in the corner. Great. Even though none of the boys think that, they absolutely hype me up and think I'm the most amazing thing in the world. But it doesn't help because they're still lifting more than me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm totally with you. I can fully relate to that 100%. I'm very with you on that. Well, so what would you say to yourself then when you first started the sport? Because I bet this is going to tie in quite nicely.
I think I would tell myself to not compare myself to others and not to give myself a timeline and just to keep chipping away at my own pace.
Yeah, I love that. I think all those bits of advice are great. Yeah, because I say this, I've said it on loads of podcasts. Comparison is the thief of joy. Like the minute you start comparing yourself, you can compare. Like I use it sometimes for a bit of like that competitive edge, like we were talking about before, because you do want that push forward. You want that, like we said, like you don't want to be the strongest person. You don't want to be the biggest fish in the pond. You want to be in like a bigger pond, don't you? But
yeah,
it's finding that line that you can draw where you're going, right, well, I can push myself and use these people as inspiration, but I don't then want to be like, well, I'm fucking never going to get that. I'm shit now.
That is it. And there's a really fine line, isn't there, between inspiration, love your videos, like competitive edge to why am I not lifting like you? How can you lift more? What weights are on your log because you haven't posted it? I need to know. Like there's a real fine line.
Yeah, 100%. I used to be proper weight police me and be like, why are you not posting your weights? Because to be fair, it just does piss me off. I'm like, if you're fucking posting your weights, posting your lifts on Instagram, I don't care if I'm watching, like, if you post a squat, like, and don't post the weights, I'm instantly not bothered. Like, I'm instantly just like, I don't care whatever that is. Because, like, yeah, I can't understand what that weight is if you don't write it down. Like, I'm fucking not arsed.
No.
So there's a little part of me that's like, well, yeah, you don't have to. But then there's a much bigger part of me that's like, no, fucking post it. Otherwise, what's the point of putting it on Instagram? Like,
exactly. Like, it could just be 20. You could have just loaded up loads of really thin bumper 5 plates and be pretending it's loads. So what is it?
Yeah. Post your weights on Instagram. Yeah, I'm going back on that full stance. No, you do. Everyone should post the weights on Instagram. Pisses me off.
I like that. You were like,
yeah, I thought about it. Sometimes I'm quite grey area on a lot of stuff. I try and be quite like open and unbiased and just like listen to both sides. But now I've decided on that one. Like within about 3 seconds, I'm like, actually, I've had time to think about it. I don't fucking like it.
Yeah, no, I sometimes do, sometimes don't because I'm very forgetful. But I think it's good to post your weights because then also for yourself, when you look back through your Instagram and you go, oh, what did I do a year ago? You don't have to wonder what weight it was because it's there. You can see it. You can see your form. Yeah.
Well, I think this all the time. When I look back at like my training videos from when I first started, and I posted a bit on Instagram, but not on loads. And I've got training videos when I first started. I like every now and then I'll go back and look at them and think, oh, well, I'll post that as like a comparison. I'll look at it and I think, what the fuck was that way? Like, I have no idea. Like, I can't work this out. Like, what the fuck? No idea what I was lifting at that point in time. So I'm just like, well, that's not very helpful, is it? I have no idea whether there's a comparison or not here. Like, I might have been lifting the same weight and it's still shit.
Yeah, form is both still rubbish. There we go. No progress made in 4 years.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Brilliant.
I do like your bit of advice as well about timelines too, because I think that especially in this sport and especially as a natural athlete, the biggest thing I would say to people who are coming into this sport is do not set yourself limits, because all that'll happen is if it doesn't happen, you'll be fucked off. If it does happen, you'll then have to progress into something else. And like you said, it's that constant like, oh, well, I've done that now. I need to do something else. I need to be better. I need to be better. You're constantly chasing the thing. And like, I've never set myself a timeline in this sport. I've set goals. Like setting goals is absolutely sound. But I think, especially with this sport, for how much effort it takes and how demanding it is, setting an actual time limit on stuff is like, asking for bother.
Yeah. Do you know, that's what I actually did when I started. I saw Lucy Underdown, I Googled her age, and I said to myself, when I'm 32, I want to be doing this, this, and this. And one of the goals was Europe's. I'm only 29. I don't know what I'm going to do now. What do I do with the next 3 years?
Fuck.
Do I finish? Am I done by November?
Yeah, completed it, mate. Done strongman now.
Perfect.
I'm out of it.
But it is that thing. Like, I don't need that timeline. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. If it takes me until I'm 40, like if I become a master's and that's where I fall into, you know, the flow of winning everything, fine. There
Yeah.
doesn't need to be a timeline.
Yeah. And I do think just taking it steady. That's the longevity game. We say this on the podcast a lot, is that like taking it steady and just rolling with it. Like that's how like Chloe Brennan's been so successful. Annabelle Chapman's been so successful. Like allowing yourself to have a life outside of the sport and just going with it, because you will get better. Like, and I said this on one of the ped pods not long ago, like everyone goes on about these fucking plateaus. I just don't believe that's a thing. Like, and I'll have the argument, like if someone wants to argue this with me on the podcast, like I just don't believe plateaus are a fucking thing. I think there's always something that you can do, like a 1% difference that you could make that would change that and get you going again. Like I could say that I'd had a plateau with deadlifts like for ages, but that's because I was fucking shit scared of them. I kept hurting my back. I went and got hypno, fucking problem solved. Bang. Like there's always something that you can do to change that. So I'm not a big believer in like, oh, well, you'll hit a plateau and then you can't go any further. Nah, you'll always get stronger.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's actually rugby that taught me that, because I sort of, how quickly I've progressed, and I sort of stopped and I had to evaluate, why am I not progressing? Like, what's going on? Is it the training? Is it this? Is it that? And sort of realizing actually it was my mindset that was holding me back, that I was just sort of happy with where I was and I didn't realize it was me that had stopped the progress.
Yeah.
But it's the same with like, sometimes I think people panic in the sport, and again, I do it, like literally mental breakdown over sandbags every week. But the progress is still happening even if the weights aren't going up. So it's not a plateau if you're stuck on a weight for 2 months. Eventually you will pull the next weight, because you're still building to it with those weights. It's the same with failure. Like when people are saying, oh, well, I'm failing everything now, so I must be done, I'm not going to get stronger. The failure, that failing to lift, is part of the progressing to lifting. Like every failure is getting you tiny bit closer to lifting. I never see failure as a bad thing. Like, oh, well, clearly I do, because I cry over it. But in the long run, it's not a bad thing, because it will happen. So I will not be the person to fight you today on the plateau, because I agree with you.
Hell yeah. I love that. No, and I totally agree as well. Like the failures, like I actually enjoy it now when I fail something, because it's like it ignites a spark in me, like a challenge. Like I'd done it was it a month or two ago, and I'd just randomly gone in the gym and thought, you know what, I'm going to try and press 105 kilos on the axle today. Like, fuck it, I'm going to just wing it. And I did the 100 and it was so easy, and I was like, oh, it's in the bag. I tried the 105. I must have tried it 5 or 6 times and failed it every single time. And I was like, well, back to the drawing board with this, because in my head I'd fully convinced myself that I'd be able to press like probably 110, 115. Like I was just like, well, I haven't maxed this out for a while, I'm sure I'm just going to fucking wing it and it'll be fine. And it did. I obviously did it, and I was like, fuck. And now, like, I'm not really trying to like focus on it at the moment, because it's not coming up in comps and it's not aligning with my goals. But when I have that chance and that off season where I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to push this now, that's like a little niggly worm in the back of my brain going, how do we now solve this problem? Like, how can we push that? How can we get that to that next point? How do we hit that 105 and make it easy? Like, and I fucking love it. I love failing stuff. Well, I hate failing deadlifts, but that's because of a sore history with them. But
I think everyone has that one event, don't they, where if they fail, it really could push them over. Like, be careful if you're near me with a sandbag. Just be careful.
Yeah,
you might cry. But I think everyone has that. But the failure is good. I'm the same with log. I love failing a log, because every time I fail it, I can feel what I need to change. I can feel how close I am. I can feel how much harder I need to push. And then eventually it happens. I think my log, I've added something stupid, like 20 kg to it in the last like 6-7 months.
Fuck yeah.
For no apparent reason, because it's not in any competitions I've done, just for fun.
Yeah, nice.
But it's, the failing. Like, if I'd failed and then gone, do you know what? I'm stuck at 50, then I'd still be stuck on 50, but I'm now on 80 because I let myself fail.
Hell yeah, we love that. Yeah, it's fucking class, that. Absolutely love it. That's been such a good, like, a load of advice and a lot of, like, about mindset as well that I've just really enjoyed. Like, I've absolutely loved your insight into the world of Strongwoman. So, shall we move on then, do the final part of the podcast? Everybody's favourite, the Silly Goose section.
Silly Goose. It's Silly Goose time, where our lips get loose and our minds run free. Silly Goose. It's Silly Goose time, where we chat a load of shit that's of absolutely no use. It's Silly Goose time.
So, do you have a silly goose you would like to bring to the table?
No, because I'm not very creative. I literally can think of anything.
That's
Nothing.
fine. That's absolutely fine. So I always have one in my back pocket, and this one actually. So yesterday, this will come out obviously a few weeks later, but yesterday I helped at this race called the Sting. It was a backyard ultra, and I was just like doing a bit of marshalling and stuff. But I got in really late, and then I decided, because everyone was doing sleep deprivation on that race, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to try a bit of sleep deprivation. Wake up like 4 hours after I went to sleep so that I could train early in the morning. And I find this is a long, convoluted story to get to the point of I was watching Instagram Reels in the middle of the night, basically at like 4 a.m. And that is where the best ones come up. That's where they must know that the conspiracy theorists are out and they're going to give me all the fucking good stuff. So if anything now, I'm going to stop scrolling through the day because it's garbage through the day. But middle of the night, yes, this is where it's at.
That's the time.
And I watched a reel that was about how they don't think pandas are real. And there's a conspiracy theory that pandas just aren't real because they're so useless. Like they have 3 days of fertility a year. 3 days.
A year?
Yeah. And then they can obviously have like up to 2 cubs, but then there's like a high chance that those cubs die as well. They've got a super high mortality rate, which is why they're endangered, because they're fucking shit at breeding, basically.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I'd watched this whole reel, and the guy was sort of saying, like, if you go back in Chinese literature, there's like nothing written about them. Like they just haven't existed like until like the last sort of 100 years. And I was like, I'm not sure I believe this. So I did look into it a little bit, and there is mentions of bears in older Chinese literature, but no specific mention of pandas, like specifically to that big black and white bear. And then there was fossil records, but again, the fossil records are just bears. They're not specific pandas. So I'm just curious as whether you think pandas are real, to be honest.
Well, first of all, what a deep diving panda hole you went down. Jesus.
I did.
Like normally you sort of go on the video, you look through the comments, eventually you move on. No. You were on Google, you were getting the Chinese literature out.
I was really curious. I was like, this has really got my interest.
That's a good question, though.
I need to know whether I think pandas are real or not, because I just didn't have enough information.
I've only ever seen them in videos. I don't think I've ever seen one.
That's
anywhere.
A very good point. I've never seen one in the wild. And China owns all of them. And like, I'm not being funny, but can we trust... I know this podcast will get taken down for this, but can we trust China?
I'm not commenting in case people are watching the...
I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to go...
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know, because when you look at zoos as well, like, there are zoos everywhere that have a type of animal that shouldn't be there, like, you know, whatever. You'll see a polar bear, you'll see this, you'll see that. Do you ever see a panda? Red panda you see.
Yeah.
Do I see the red pandas moving much? No. Could they be fake? Maybe. Could that be that pandas are fake as well? Maybe. But then the videos of them are so cute. But then you look at AI now.
Yeah.
People and things do things they didn't do in real life.
And maybe
I don't know.
You could even, I mean, if you were going really far into a conspiracy theory, you could say that pandas were completely made up by AI from the beginning. And like, that's been the test of AI to see how good it was from the start. Cause like, I think we've had AI for longer than people are saying. Like, it's been knocking about for a while, that. But yeah, like, I'm sure like there's some that are real, but have they evolved like the rest of us, or have they just been made? Are they like genetically created pandas?
Because surely they would have evolved eventually to be better at life.
Well, you would have thought, wouldn't you? And if the fossil records are true, so like they've been about for millions of years, whatever, why have they evolved so poorly? Like, I understand that like probably where they didn't have loads of predators, so it wasn't like a massive deal to like obviously reproduce really well. But at some point, surely in evolution, it would have been like, wow, these pandas are really shit at like reproducing. Maybe we should try and fix this. Like, surely part of them were like, oh, maybe we should, try and breed the stronger ones who are better at reproducing than just keep doing the shit ones. Like, it doesn't make sense.
And why are they nowhere else? If they're like a wild animal, why
are they only in China? I know China's obviously big, but like,
but how could there have never been one anywhere else? That's a strange part. I didn't know that an animal that's so widely known could only be in one country and nowhere else.
Yeah, like I don't know if they have them in zoos in other countries, to be honest. I didn't check that fact, but I don't think they do because they're all owned by China. So China is obviously deciding where they go, and I'm guessing China's saying no to sending them elsewhere. They just want to keep them all for themselves, maybe because they aren't fucking real.
Yes, because
they don't want to send them elsewhere because they're going to be like, fucking hell, people are going to realise that these pandas aren't fucking real. Shit. What do I do now?
I'm going to go with your theory that they're not real, and then I'm probably going to spend the rest of my Sunday Googling it.
This is what I like with the silly gooses, though, because I know people will be there'll be someone who's listening who's like, fucking, of course they're fucking real. I hate this. But there'll be a few of us who are all going, you need to look into this a little bit more. And it gives you something else to do other than doom scroll, because we only want to do that now in the middle of the night, because that's where the interesting doom scrolls are.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. There was another conspiracy as well. I can't remember what it was, but it was going along the same lines, but they were trying to go along like the whole birds aren't real. But I think the panda conspiracy, I do think like that actually might be a thing.
Like the birds aren't real conspiracy. I think it's so funny. I like that the birds work for the government and that the birds are cameras.
Yeah.
And they change the weather and all that. I enjoy that because I love finding people that believe it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's thrilling to see people's perspective on life sometimes.
I will say, though, that the government do train birds to, like, facial recognition. They train crows. I know that as a fact. Like, I'll put my silver tinfoil hat on and I'll say that I 100% stand by that, and I know that that's true. I don't think they're all not real, but some of
there's some.
Yeah, there's some. There's some that are shifty and there's some that are doing work for the government, and you absolutely cannot trust them all.
How do you tell them apart, though? I think that's important.
I don't think you can. I think that's just part of being alive, unfortunately. Yeah, it was literally just we're doomed. I had seen something the other day, though, that was quite funny, and it was a woman who was just going to a local park and feeding all of the crows and getting them to, like, because crows will recognise faces, so that's why I know the government use them, because they'll recognise people. And she'd been going in every day feeding them, and then she was getting to a point where she could just walk around the park and the crows would just fucking follow her. And I was like, that is sick. I'd love to be that person.
That's quite cool. There's a guy like that on my road. Every time I walk to work, I have to dodge his pet crows because he just stands there feeding them. And you can tell when he's gone away on holiday or he's not around, because they just they wander around like lost.
Where's my person? Where's he gone?
Yeah, and then he appears again, hand out, there they all are. Yeah, it's cool that people can do that.
Yeah, I love feeding wild birds. I know, like, obviously, certain wild birds you're not meant to feed, but, like, feeding crows is, like, hilarious. Don't feed seagulls, they're gross, but crows, love. Really funny.
Yeah. I like pigeons.
I can't relate. Can't relate to that. I hate pigeons, but I have a very long, sordid history of people, long-time listeners of the podcast. I don't know whether I've ever spoken about the Pigeon Gate story, but I won't bring it up now because it's a story for another day, but if I have, someone remind me, because I can't remember if I've spoken about it. I'll tell you off the pod, though, because it's long and it's convoluted and it's fucking weird.
God.
As for most stories are with me. But anyway, that's been a great podcast. So where can people find you then if they want to follow along? And if you've got anything to promote or plug, then do that now.
So on my Instagram, so it's rugby stuff as well as lifting stuff, and often videos of me and my cat fighting. So great content, to be honest. It's literally just my name, Gee Grou. And then I'd love to sort of just mention about the gym I train from. So I train at Fortis, which is a gym in Poole. So it's a CIC, so everything the gym makes, it gets put back into the community in the gym. And the guys that run it are amazing, particularly Adam. So he's sort of focusing on getting like kids clubs going, intros into strongman, and sort of getting the community more involved. And he wants to create a platform for people that need the outlet, that might not know how to find the sport. Yeah, it's just the best gym with the best members, and I really appreciate all of them. And if you live near Bournemouth and you're a woman and you want to play rugby, come and join my team.
Hell yeah.
I need players.
Hell yeah, we love that. Yeah, absolutely. Get in now while it's pre-season still as well, I guess. Yeah.
Join us so you see me at my worst.
Oh no, are you one of these that doesn't train through the summertime?
Every single summer I say to myself, right, I'm going to keep running, I'm going to keep doing things, and then when pre-season hits, I'll already be fitter because I've already pre-season. No, again, another year, another no pre-season. I can guarantee you, it starts on Tuesday. I can guarantee you by 8:30 Tuesday evening, I will have thrown up on the field. Guarantee it.
No.
Yeah, and that'll just be because I was asked to run one length of the pitch. That'll be it.
Oh dear. Well, best of luck with that then. Best of luck.
The rest of it will be better.
Amazing. Right, well, I'll tag everything in the show notes below so people can find out all the information down there. And yeah, thank you very much for being on the podcast, G. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Hope you guys all enjoyed that episode, and we'll see you all on the next one. Goodbye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Strongwoman Highs, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support the podcast, then please give us a follow on Instagram. Or if you would like, we're also on buymeacoffee.com/Strongwoman Highs. This is where you can send us tips, or you can also join our membership area, which is $5 a month or £4 a month. It's the silly gosling level. We'll post out any extra content that we get on there, and hopefully a few little free giveaways of things as well. The podcast currently doesn't cost a lot to run, which is what we're trying to keep it as. But we would like to be able to cover our costs, and also once those costs are covered, any profit that is made on Strongwoman Highs will be getting saved up and put into a pot for future Strongwoman competitions that we can sponsor. So if you have a Strongwoman competition that you'd like to be sponsored, or if you want to be on the podcast, then give us a shout, send me a message on Instagram or on YouTube, anywhere else you can get us, and we'll get it sorted, because the more women that we can get on, the better. Thanks for listening and watching. Bye!